The 30th of June, before the incident happened, this video clearly shows that the victim was trying to convince the principal Dilip Ghosh about her complaint, but the principal was not paying attention to her. The accused in this case, Samir Sahu, a faculty member, is also present there in the visuals. He's the man in the white shirt. The victim was accompanied by her friend who was an active member of the ABVP. Now in student politics, college politics, there are different student organizations. So NSUI, very active in this college. ABVP, very active in this college. The 20-year-old who took her own life via self-immolation and succumbed to the injuries thereafter was an active member of ABVP. She is there with another ABVP member in the blue shirt with his back to the screen, to the camera. There is somebody else who's making this recording. So clearly there are others who are watching what's happening. And now we are given to understand what transpired in this engagement. We've got the details of what actually transpired in this engagement. In this engagement, we are given to understand that these pictures, the main accused Samir Sahu, the victim student and Samir sir, there was an argument that took place in front of the principal Dilip Ghosh. In the video, the victim is directly questioning the principal. She is asking, was I deliberately excluded from class? Now, this whole thing started when she made a request for her backlogs to be cleared. And that's when this accused Samir Sahu indicated to her that you will have to do me favors. You know what I mean. Now, that's where it all unfolded. And when she went to complain, the ICC ruled against her. The principal did not tell her. The principal actually told her, you will be the one who will be punished. So let it slide. But in this case, the HOD, Samir Sahu, was present with the principal. Samir Sahu apologized to the victim. He assured that such behavior would not happen again. And this discussion took place on the 30th of June in the principal's office. So this is the entire timeline of things, how things transpired. Let's try and understand. On the 30th of June 2025, let's call up the timeline again and let's try and put it out for our viewers. On the 30th of June 2025, the 20-year-old B.Ed student submitted a formal complaint to the college principal and its internal complaints committee, ICC, alleging sexual harassment by her head of department, including threats and demands for favors. 1st of July 2025, she escalated the complaint to the local police authorities and noted it as a station diary entry. But no FIR was registered at that time. 2nd of July till the 11th of July 2025, the student posted about her ordeal on social media and fellow students joined her demanding action, yet no effective administrative response. 12th of July, during a protest near the college gate, she entered the principal's office, doused herself with petrol, self-immolated herself. A male student attempting to aid her or stop her from getting burnt also suffered burns. The accused professor and principal suspended and arrested promptly. Higher Education Department initiated a probe. July 13 to 14, 2025, the student remained in critical condition. The University Grants Commission (UGC) set up a 4-member fact-finding committee headed by Rajkumar Mittal. 14 July, late night, she tragically succumbs to her injuries at approximately 11:46 p.m. 60 hours in the ICU. The Odisha government announced 20 lakh interim compensation and her cremation took place in her native village with public and official presence. 15-16 July 2025, protests erupted across Odisha. BJD supporters clashed with police demanding judicial probe. Opposition parties called for accountability and a 12-hour statewide bandh was observed on the 17th of July. 17th of July 2025, the bandh significantly disrupted transport, education and markets across Odisha. Opposition parties including Congress and BJD continued demonstrating, pressuring the state government. Now, this is a chilling testimony that's now further come to the fore, and there is a reason why here on the right stand we say that this is political cover fire given to rogue sexual predators, and this is inside the campus, and we'll come to that in a bit. The victim's friend's chilling testimony here on CNN News 18. It's a chilling account. The principal delayed action despite complaints. She was threatened by the principal. warned of consequences if she failed to prove the complaint. So the burden of proof was put on her that this guy, this rogue, this predator, Sahu, actually asked her for a sexual favor, indicated that to her. The principal said, you prove it, you are making the allegation, you prove it, rather than setting up a committee there. The HOD instigated students to defame her. And these students had a political disposition which is politically at crosshairs with the ABVP. She was an ABVP student, the NSUI. That's the allegation. That's the NSUI raised the din on behalf of Samir Sahu in the college, in the campus, defaming her, questioning her character. And that's the allegation the ABVP has made with a whole thread on X. We'll show that in a bit. Now, she was trolled on social media. She was devastated by the humiliation and online trolling. Look at the amount of mental trauma. The NSUI allegedly used the victim for political agenda. The victim felt isolated, unheard and humiliated. Many say that the ABVP within the faculty, within the campus also woke up to her flight very late. Questions are being asked of those who politically supported her, and more importantly, politically who opposed her. Did they vilify her character? Did they defame her? Did they run a smear campaign against this girl because they thought she was politically opposed to them, or because they were patronizing Samir Sahu, the faculty professor? Did he use the college students and their politics to try and give him cover fire? These are questions. It was on 14 July that the B.Ed student of Balasore, Fakir Mohan Autonomous College, breathed her last after setting herself on fire after alleged harassment by her HOD and assistant professor Samir Kumar Sahu, and as well as her institution's apathy towards her complaint. Now, CNN News 18 spoke to an inconsolable father, and he said, "Internal Complaints Committee harassed my daughter and me. Hostel owner told me she would cry every night. I brought her home. Third revelation, she told me that the teacher was harassing her. Fourth revelation, I wanted her to quit college after she lodged her complaint. Fifth revelation, the principal told me she would get justice. Sixth revelation, they accused my daughter of doing politics in college." But student politics is allowed. It's legal in Odisha campuses. Why else? Otherwise, there is a presence of the Chhatra Sangh of the BJD or the NSUI, the left, and also the ABVP. Called the accused Samir Sahu to ask why she was upset, and he never took my calls. Eighth revelation, principal asked my daughter to apologize to the professor. Ninth, professors and students harassed her psychologically. 10th, some students assassinated my daughter's character. That's what the father has turned around and said.
बच्ची होने के नाते वो हिम्मत दिखाया, प्रिंसिपल को कंप्लेन किया, सबको बताया, लेकिन वो जब ये कंप्लेन करता है ना, इसका बाद इसके एगनेस्ट में कोई स्टूडेंट लोगों को लेके इसके नाम से फिर भी कई कंप्लेंट करते हैं प्रिंसिपल के पास। दूसरे जिन लोगों को मालूम नहीं ये इसमें साइन किया, ये क्या है, मेरे बेटे को बुला के उन्होंने बोला रिपोर्ट तुम्हारे खिलाफ गया है, तुम इसको विड्रॉ करो, कंप्लेन विड्रॉ करो, साहब को माफ़ी मांगो। और जो खुदकुशी किया, किधर किया? प्रिंसिपल का रूम के सामने। प्रिंसिपल का रूम से निकल के वो खुदकुशी किया। प्रिंसिपल का रूम के सामने कोई नहीं था, इसका ऐसे कैसे आ सकता है? प्रिंसिपल इधर का सीसीटीवी नहीं है, ठीक नहीं है, बाहर का सीसीटीवी है। प्रिंसिपल का रूम का आगे में जो 4th क्लास एम्प्लॉय बैठता है वो क्या नहीं था इधर? सब जानबूझ के ऐसा, कोई नहीं बचाया मेरी बेटी को मरने के लिए छोड़ दिया। पूरे हरास के, फिर सिर्फ मुझे नहीं, उन लोगों ने मेरे बेटी को इनडायरेक्टली फोर्स किया, कंप्लेन वापस करो। ऐसा कहना अच्छा नहीं है। एक प्राइवेट मेस में था, मेस का ओनर मुझे एक दिन फ़ोन किया, आपका बेटी रोता है रात को। वो लोग मुझे बताया तुम्हारे बेटी का कोई कुछ अफेयर्स है, इसीलिए ऐसा होता है।
We went to the principal's office because she told us that her voice was not being heard. He took 7 to 8 days time. After 7 to 8 days, the girl had no more patience left. As after 1 day or 2 days, I guess the The HOD, who was the culprit, he gathered up some number of students. He gathered them and persuaded them, convinced them that the girl who's actually giving application against me, her character is not right. Character assassinated that girl, and then persuaded those all students to take support of him. I would say opposition students who used her like a tool, a political tool. She was being used like a political tool. She was being provoked by the members, by the principal. Afterwards, the day this incident happened, that students are giving applications against you. There is no proof that your words are right. Whatever you have written is right. So you need to give evidence for whatever you have written. If things don't go the right way and they go against you, then action will be taken against you. What bothered her the most was, after those all students who gave application against her, so the rest of the students, the juniors, they were trolling her inside the campus.
That out also in a bit. Going across to our guests, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, Elena Dash, spokesperson of the BJD, Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress, Kailash Adhikari, political analyst with us. My namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Elena Dash, this girl was a self-defense trainer.
Yeah.
This girl was studying to go ahead and become an educationist.
True.
Now, how is it that a professor and a principal in a college can get away with this kind of harassment?
See, I tell you, the easiest way to defame a female is her character assassination. She was a fighter. She fought for her till her last breath. She could not get justice and she committed suicide. It's been 6 months, since last 6 months, she has been fighting for to get justice. She has informed the Chief Minister, she has informed the Higher Education Minister, she has informed the Central Higher Education Minister, still nobody responded. And even she had informed the MP of Balasore, and he had a word with the principal of the college. Still, there was nothing was, no justice was given to her. So ultimately, she was in a mental trauma. She was being harassed, and ultimately.
So you will pin the blame on who harassed her?
Of course.
Okay, along with those who did not respond to her complaints. Fair?
Everybody. If the principal, she had complained, they did not respond. The internal committee, which was created to give her justice, that went in favor of the HOD. So after getting harassed from everyone, nobody could give her justice. The FIR was not lodged. Ultimately, she was mentally pressurized, and she has taken such a step. And she was a ABVP girl. BJP could not give justice to a female of her own party.
The ABVP is not equal to BJP, but yeah, you are going to say that the ABVP. You're saying that the ABVP in the campus could not give her justice, but in this video on the 30th of June, the person sitting with her is a senior leader of the ABVP in that college, who's also trying to argue and trying to get. And on the 30th of June, that professor has actually apologized to her in front of the chief principal. But thereafter, what happens? That you have to choose, and you have to see that character assassination, who mounted it. There is a serious allegation on that front, which led to the kind of trauma that this girl went through over 15 to 17 days, aside of what happened. So if there were protests that were happening, the ABVP only led those protests. Why she was part of a protest when she entered the principal's office. So the ABVP did what they did. Could they have done more? It's a fair question to ask. Nikul Patel, the Congress has asked for a statewide bandh. Rahul Gandhi has also come out and lent support to the family of the victim. What is your take on this?
See, the entire incident that happened is definitely not tolerable, and the girl had lost her life. And definitely she had tried to put her voice to every platform which she can, and then we know what happened. All platforms she was not able to get the justice what she claims, and then she set herself to a fire. Congress over here definitely standing with the family as well as the incident. We are not supporting it, but it should be we can say that an example to be taken by every administration and the government that if some female is coming with her voice, then definitely it has to be listened very cautiously and seriously, and definitely to the people who are trolling has to take it seriously,
So
because
you
putting it
you
on
you
a
would
platform.
you would want action against those who vilified her character?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone that is matter of investigation, and I think as so there is an act of social media now. We should all those who try to we can say that motivate her to take this step, means not motivate, but I can say insisted and forced her to take this step.
Yeah. Okay.
Must be brought
Now,
under the purview of legal interrogation,
right.
so that
It should be under
and
purview of legal interrogation. Anybody and everybody who before I go across to Charu, Pragya, and also our other guests, Nishikant here, Kailash here, let's just try and look at these pictures and this thread which has been put out by ABVP, and I'm saying this is ABVP, but these are all, they're put with evidence. Have a look at this thread which is pinned to the ABVP's X handle. You can also access it. This is the picture of Samir Sahu. Can you scroll? Yeah, Samir Sahu sitting there with the school NSUI leaders. Now, if you can scroll up, it's okay, go up. Can we just live scroll up a little? The previous post, this is a thread. So the previous post to this also shows NSUI members vilifying her character, alleging that she had personal ties and had an affair with the education minister, and that's why they get special treatment and security. This is NSUI leader Ajay Kumar Panda's post. Now, above that, one scroll above that, this is what the NSUI former General Secretary, former Balasore District General Secretary of the NSUI, Mr. Behera, that's what, Saurabh Behera, who is again vilifying her character by putting pictures and questioning her identity, turning public opinion, saying she is always doing politics and crying for attendance. You're always roaming around, you don't even come to class. So this is the vilification campaign against this girl that's being run by NSUI leaders. The same NSUI leaders who are offshoots of the which political party, Nikulji?
Yeah, Anand, I would like to say that when my panel member said ABVP, then you just defend ABVP by saying that they are not BJP.
No, I'm not
Now,
saying.
here when it comes, you said.
No. The ABVP is an offshoot of the BJP. Is a students' wing of the BJP, but it's not necessarily BJP. NSUI is a students' wing of the Congress Party,
Okay.
not necessarily Congress Party. I'm very clear, sir. I'm not taking anybody's side.
I got your point.
So who should Rahul Gandhi
I
ji?
got your
Who should
point.
Rahul Gandhi be questioning, sir?
Okay, I got your point.
Who should Rahul
Fine,
Gandhi
it's
demand
fine.
action against?
I got your point. We are demanding action against all those who are definitely involved in this kind of thing, because there is an act that if somebody is somebody is prompting for himself to a death or herself to a death, definitely a legal consequence has to be faced by all those. Now it's a matter of police who puts them into a fray of we can say that accused, then definitely they must be interrogated, and if there is a law, they must be punished.
But so far, is the Congress right in demanding a statewide bandh when their own political offshoot, those students who will eventually find their way to the Congress, into the Congress party, did what they did? And Charu Pragya, is this how strong ABVP is in a state ruled by the BJP that it couldn't protect their own student? The ABVP was there on the 30th of June in that video. They were there standing there to protest, but they did not know what was going on with this kid, with this 20-year-old. That she was being driven to a place of harassment where she's going to take her own life. And what about a fair question asked by Ms. Dash? She is What about the complaints that she made to the Chief Minister's office, to the Education Minister, when she highlighted all of this?
Anand, there is no defending what has happened, and I'm not going to sit here and defend systemic failure that led to this. But you know, this kind of systemic failure is a wake-up call for the entire country, and this wake-up call needs to be driven home to the leaders of the Congress party also. Let me begin by saying this, because Rahul Gandhi had time to tweet blaming the BJP for a very, very unfortunate way in which we lost a precious life, but he did not have time to reprimand members of the NSUI who character assassinated her, who pointed fingers at her and repeatedly harassed her to the brink of what led to her death. That's a fact. He didn't have time to do that. And you know what this shows us? It shows us that even death of a girl in such circumstances is only politics for the Congress party, for the opposition. They're just political vultures, and that's the sad thing. Because I today have the courage to stand here, take responsibility, take onus and say what happened was horrific. And outrage without accountability is only going to be optics. That is what the Congress is doing, pure optics. So you tweet when it suits you, but when you realize there are links to the NSUI, you go absolutely silent. You go absolutely silent. That's not how this nation is going to progress. I'm going to take a second here to interject a few more things here, Anand. We have to work harder because there was an ICC, right? And this ICC actually came to the conclusion that nothing wrong was happening. We need to pull that up. We need to work harder at making sure that all the laws that have been put in place, and rightly so, all the laws that have been reformed, the BNS has been reformed, where inaction has become a crime now. Inaction is not something which you can just neglect and move on. Inaction is crime. But at the same time, we have to do capacity building. We have to make sure if a complaint is raised internally, it is treated in the right manner, that it does not take the death of a girl for the entire nation to sit up and take notice. This is what I want to highlight. And at the same time, I want to ask the Congress spokesperson, why so selective, sir? Shortly, just very briefly, we were on the same debates discussing what happened in Kolkata. And I didn't hear this kind of an outrage then. Why is it important for you that the geography of a victim and the political party which is governing that state is so important? Why can you not look at solutions instead of problems? Yes, what has happened is terrible, but what are you doing? You're picking at bones like a vulture.
The Kailash Adhikari, the other thing is quite rich coming from the NSUI students based on the post of the ABVP, that they are telling this girl she's busy doing politics. What are they doing? So if campus politics is not allowed, then these parties should not exist in campus.
Roaming
if it is
around,
allowed, then you can't.
Roaming around. You know, Anand, I take objection to that roaming around. She's a girl. She's a girl, and that is what men like to do, right? That this is politicizing. She was roaming around. What are you trying to initiate here? And why hasn't anybody in the Congress pulled her up?
They also alleged affair with the education minister, and that's how she was getting security and she was getting this. So all of these things have been posted. Those posts still exist. Kailash Adhikari. So what about these people?
You know,
They get away because their larger party or the mothership calls for a statewide ban.
No, firstly, Anand, as Charu ma'am said, that whatever happened is extremely sad, and we lost a very precious human life. And what the NSUI and the Congress party and the other opposition party in the state is doing is that politicizing such a very sensitive issue. You know, the state government of Odisha, as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party, who is in power in the state, is not running away from the situation. They are taking onus of the particular situation, and the state government has also said that they will come into action and see to it that the perpetrators of this horrific crime are being brought to justice. But out on the social media, out on Twitter or out on that, the kind of post and the kind of character assassination that the NSUI has done, you know, is completely, it is insane, and it is even unheard of. We have seen such incidents in the past where the opposition parties, especially the Congress party, has taken advantage of such a sensitive topic and trying to politicize it by just targeting the Bharatiya Janata Party, but that is not right. No one is running away from the situation. Even the Bharatiya Janata Party or the state government of Odisha is not running away from the situation. What has happened is extremely horrific, and we are all with the family of the girl who has lost her precious life. But trying to call a bandh and politicizing this entire situation and trying to character assassinate by the NSUI is completely uncalled for.
No, the Congress party is calling for a bandh when the NSUI was protesting against this girl. They're calling a bandh in favor of the victim when she was made victim by the NSUI in the first place. That somehow doesn't add up. And Ms. Dash, to join issue with the party like that, do you really want to do that? Please ask questions of the BJP. Please ask questions of the Chief Minister. Please ask questions that she tagged others to. She told them there is a problem and nobody reacted. That's a fair question for you to ask. But should you join issue with a party and its offshoot, which are actually somewhere directly, indirectly responsible for what she was driven to do? Alina Dash, can you hear me? I think we just, Alina Dash, can you hear me? Question was to you, please. Go ahead. Yes, please.
Yeah, my friend from BJP just mentioned it's a failure of the system, right? If it is a failure of the system, then why no action has been taken on the system? Why the Chief Minister is not
we inherited the system from you. Do you want to get into this?
Let us speak.
The system from you, madam.
Let us.
No, you want to get into this because I said it already.
Let us not.
This is a defense. I said it already.
Charuji,
we inherited from
Charuji,
you.
let everybody
Sure.
speak. You
Yeah.
please
Wait,
counter
I'm
later.
waiting.
Let's not speak over each other. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
Ms. Dash, complete.
Why is the Chief Minister not taking the blame on himself? Why is the Education Minister, Higher Education Minister not resigning? Why no action has been taken on anybody from Bharatiya Janata Party who is equally responsible? She had informed everybody earlier, and I think this is the only case where the female has appealed on social media, on media before her demise. Still, there is no action taken. There is nothing done. A female who died, and after her death, also this character assassination is going on.
So,
Still,
so the
there's
MP
no
Balasore calling.
Is you're a woman
Yeah,
and you're
no,
speaking
Elena
like
ji,
this.
one minute. The MP Balasore calling the principal and asking the principal to intervene and do something is not enough. The MP Balasore has no position, no stature. And what should be done about those NSUIs and the former district general secretary who made those allegations and vilified her character? Is the BJD demanding their arrest also?
Sorry,
Is
I'm
the,
unable to hear you.
is the BJD demanding the arrest of those who vilified her character and ran a smear campaign on social media? They're all members of NSUI.
Definitely, yes. Anybody, irrespective of party lines, whoever is involved in the case, action should be taken against them, irrespective of anybody from BJP, BJD, Congress. Action has to be taken because she is a female and she has asked for help. She has appealed. After saying everything, nobody has taken any action on it, and which
I
led to her death today.
Yes, Charu Pragya.
Yeah, Anand, I want to say that the nuance of this entire case is completely lost on the BJD spokesperson. Because one, I am here admitting and saying that yes, Bharatiya Janata Party is in power and we are taking care of the situation, not just this one. Like I said, it's a wake-up call for the entire country. Yet she sits here and politicizes this yet again. इनके मुंह से एक बार NSUI तो सुनाई नहीं दिया. And let me educate them a little bit and explain to them that NSUI is a part of the Congress party. It's the students' wing of the Congress party. 1 minute, do not miss Dash. No. I take topics like this very seriously.
Let us not. No.
Let me finish.
I stopped her. I don't want to stop you back again.
As an afterthought.
Let's not speak over each other. Yeah.
As an afterthought.
Yes, Charu Pragya. Yeah.
As an afterthought, because you started off with just BJP because that's your politics. Anyways, let's come back to this and explain to everyone that NSUI is officially a part of the Congress party. They report to the Congress party, the Congress president. AVVP is actually not a part of the Bharatiya Janata Party. They do not do any reporting to the Bharatiya Janata Party. It's a part of the RSS. Anyways, all of this is going to be lost on them. But here I am trying to explain the nuance which existed, which all of us were blind to. And ICC was set up, but the ICC was compromised. Isn't that what we should be focusing on? Shouldn't we be focusing on the fact that a girl has to scream and scream and scream, and yet there are so many people who refuse to hear what she is saying until it is too late? That is what I am focusing on. And you want the entire country to resign, but madam, shall I start pulling out every single crime that has happened in Odisha while under BJD rule? And did you ever ask for your chief minister to resign? Did you ask for Mamata Banerjee to resign after all the incidents that come out of West Bengal every alternate day? Every alternate day, I don't see that happening. This selectivism outrages me, and this selectivism is something I'm not going to tolerate, not for 1 second.
Nikul Patel?
It's been 1 year. BJP is in power, and if we see the data, if you see the statistics, per day 15 females are being raped, gang raped and murdered in Odisha. Odisha has become the highest. Odisha has
That's
become
what
the
women
state.
are to you? A data sheet, madam? No, women
Yeah,
are
I
a
do.
data sheet to you?
I do,
Is
I
this
do,
what
I
you
do.
want to quote?
Without
Are you
data,
not
I
looking at
speak without
solutions to a
data.
problem which exists? It was the Bharatiya Janata Party which said BNS is necessary. What did you do? Tell me, what did you do?
Listen,
Don't throw around data.
See, no.
Don't throw around
It's not
data.
about throwing around data. Her concern as opposition member is that the state of law and order in the state of Odisha has come down. That's her allegation, that in the last 1 year of BJP's governance, things should have gone from should have become better, because that was what the promise was. It's not happened, and cases like these are unfortunate. It's not the first time
And
that
I'll
there has been.
address that, Anand.
Yeah.
Yes,
that-
it's very unfortunate.
So clearly,
Yes.
and it's not just mere lip service. There is some call to action that has to happen, and some serious consideration that the state administration also has to take. But Nikul Patel, what action is the Congress party going to take?
Firstly, I would like to let you know, and people of the country know, the dual standard of BJP spokesperson right now telling the counterpart that she had already admitted that is a failure of the government, and why allegation has been put. In the similar way, I have also admitted that those who are culprit has to be punished, and that has to be integrated, put into the accused
Did Rahul
list,
Gandhi
and the
tweet,
police will
Nikunji?
investigate.
Mr. Patel,
Please
did Rahul
kindly
Gandhi
listen.
tweet? Because he tweeted blaming the
Please
BJP.
kindly listen to
Did he
me.
tweet to his own people? My simple question, did he tweet to his own
Let him
people?
speak. He hears you
I
out.
would
So
like
you
to-
please
Radio
hear.
silence, once
Charu
you realize
Pragya,
NSUI is involved.
let him
Politicize
speak,
the event.
and then you respond. I'll give you time.
Answer that. Just
I have
answer
not
that.
spoken the name of
Yeah.
any of your chief minister or any of your prime minister, any of our prime minister, right? I am just speaking that the fact that whatever happened is not correct, and it's not in the interest of larger society.
Okay. There's a reason
it's
why,
about
Nikul
you are
Patel,
politicizing Miss Pragya ji, that you have started with Congress, you have started with NSUI, you have started your claim blaming Rahul Gandhi ji. What is all this thing?
no, there is
It's
a
matter
reason
of
why.
serious
There is a
crime,
reason why.
and
There is a
that's
reason
taken
why.
seriously.
No, there is a
Rahul
reason.
Gandhi tweeted.
Yeah.
Did
Right?
you
Don't
miss
try to
your
tell
own
me
Pragya
leaders
respond.
in your
exposed?
BJP rule state, what is happening in Uttar Pradesh?
Okay,
If I
so
start
Mr.
finding
Patel,
and start
Mr.
calculating
Patel,
the data,
in
you will
all,
find what is
in all
happening in
politeness,
Maharashtra.
let me
What
remind
kind
you,
of rape
and
is
you seem
happening
to have
everywhere.
missed this.
Here is the thing. Here is the
Yeah,
thing.
then
No,
it is
here.
not the way
I
to
can
go.
go
One
on.
minute,
I can
one minute,
get
one
into
minute,
all
one
the
minute.
details,
Is
but
not
Mr. Patel,
correct.
I
The
waited
culprit
for
should
you.
be brought
One
behind the
minute,
bar.
one
Now
minute,
let
please.
me
One minute,
finish.
please. One minute,
Law
please.
is
Oh
equal for
wow.
everyone.
You want
One
to
minute,
just wash
please.
your
One
hands
minute.
of
One
that?
minute, please. The issue is not what is happening in Uttar. Yeah, issue. Yes, Charu Pragya, respond. Then I'll speak. Yeah.
Why I mentioned Rahul Gandhi by name was because Rahul Gandhi was the leader who put out a post on X, a very specific post on X, in which he had the audacity to call out Bharatiya Janata Party. Okay, fine, all right. But as soon as the links to NSUI were established, radio silence. You're pretending as if this didn't happen. So when you're talking about an incident, you put out one tweet when it suits you. You couldn't take any action against these couple of people from your own political party. You couldn't. You've not
Are
said
you going to take
anything.
action
Not
on
in a
an education
statement,
minister?
not in a press
Are you
bite,
going to take
not
action
on
your
X.
chief minister? Are you going to take action on the failure of the
No,
government?
I can
that
give you
is-
the whole
Are
series
you
of
going to take
events.
action?
Those are
I will
fair.
give you
Those
the
are
whole series of
Yeah,
events.
one minute. One minute. One minute.
To take action
One
because
minute.
there is a failure of your government.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. My humble submission is, these are
don't
fantastic.
try
Can I say
One
more
minute,
thing?
sir.
I
One
can
minute.
sit here and cast
Please.
allegations on everyone.
Kailash Adhikari, all political parties can finger point, but the fact is that you should point fingers at others after once you have set your own house right. Is it not fair to expect Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, whose leader Priyanka Vadra says ladki hu, lad sakti hu, and this lady, this 20-year-old who was a self-defense trainer could not fight for herself because she was mentally demolished. She was not the attempt was to physically assault her, but then the mental assault was so brutal that she took her own life. She was pushed to that corner. Now, in that, Congress offshoot NSUI is involved. NSUI leaders who also actively participate in Congress activities are involved. She was somebody who was part of ABVP and who's actively involved in whatever the BJP's cause are. So that's the political offshoot. But when a political leader of the Congress party blames and raises this issue of Balasore, and if there are threads that connect them to the local Congress unit or the offshoot of the Congress party, should they not walk the talk by either suspending them, show-causing them, or saying that we do not back such? Has there been any statement? Then the Congress party is perfect in asking questions of the BJP, saying, I have acted. We have as a party acted against the errant ones, and those who did it, charge them criminally. We will participate in a criminal case against them. Then they turned around and asked BJP questions. Fair enough. Till you act, you can't ask the other to act.
Absolutely. This is
I really appreciate your
No, and the same applies to the BJP also. Same applies to the BJP also. Yes, yes. Yeah,
it's not only to the Congress.
Correct. No, but in this case, sir, the accused are the people who are having chai, the people who are having chai with the main accused are NSUI members. The people who ran a vilification campaign at the behest of Samir Sahu are NSUI members. The Congress turned around and raised questions and voiced support in favor of the victim, whereas its offshoot, the NSUI, actually supported the accused. So who should be first to put corrective measures is a question. It's a fair question to ask. Kailash Adhikari, final word. I have to wind up. Kailash Adhikari.
Education Minister.
No, please ask. Sir, please ask whoever. Sir, it was a former district general secretary of the NSUI who has put a post alleging that this 20-year-old was having an affair with the education minister of the state. He has the audacity to vilify her character on social media, and the Congress is okay with it. Is it kosher for the Congress for its offshoots to behave in such a way and its leaders to behave? So then take action, sir. Take action, sir. Take action, sir. Take action, and then want to hold anybody accountable, do that. But the next time you walk around and call for an Odisha Bandh, then egg is on your face, because it's your own offshoots and your own allied members, entities who drove her to self-immolate. And you are calling for a statewide Bandh in her support. This is a double game, dangerous one. Kailash Adhikari, final word.
Thank you, Anand. This is selective activism and selective picking and choosing by the Congress party and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, where he's completely trying to ignore or trying to be oblivious of the fact that how NSUI members are actually involved in the character assassination of the girl who has tragically lost her life. And also one more thing, Anand, which I'd like to mention here, and this is a trend in our politics which is not right. We all know what incident have happened. No one is saying that, no one is trying to justify, even the party who is in power, even the state government is not trying to justify or prove any defense to it. They are saying that what happened is wrong. But asking for the resignation of the chief minister or any of the minister who actually have to be in that particular shoe to provide governance, to provide justice, to take proactive measures, what are we trying to achieve by a bandh or by asking resignation of the people? Rather, yes, it is right to put onus on the government and ask the government so that they take strict action, so that the perpetrators of such horrific crime are brought to justice. By asking for resignations,
that is kosher. That is par for course. That is par for course in politics, because the BJP asked for Mamata Banerjee's resignation in Bengal when Kolkata happened, when the college gang rape happened in both the cases. That was what was asked for. So this is par for course for political parties. But you can ask for that only when आपके गिरेबान में दाग लगे तो आप दूसरे का क्या बोल रहे हैं? You can't say that. You have to keep your own shirt clean, right? That's not there with the Congress party this time, because the people who are responsible for driving her to that extreme step, as alleged by the ABVP, with proof, it's part of their thread, are people who are members of the NSUI who are actually having chai and who are friendly with Samir Sahu. Were these the people Samir Sahu reached out to say, okay, save my skin, go after this girl, teach her a lesson? And did they do it? If they did it, they are also criminally culpable.
Absolutely.
That's the point. Then take action against them. Then you ask. Till then, withdraw all this bandh, because then you're playing a dangerous joke. On the one hand, your one arm is driving someone to suicide, and the other arm is saying, "Oh, we're so sorry. We'll call for a statewide bandh in your support." That doesn't work. That's not politics. That's not how politics should work. Anyway, I have to wind up on that note. Let's hope that there is justice that is meted out sooner than later, and action is taken where it is required in this matter. Thank you to all our guests. Charu Pragya does stay on for our next story as we shift focus here on The Right Stand. The Enforcement Directorate is conducting raids across locations in Mumbai in the entire grooming gangs case that was run, this entire syndicate run by Changur Uf Jalaluddin. This entire conspiracy network spreading pan-Bharat and also into other countries. More than 500 crore rupee money trail, over 100 accounts and a lot of aji-baji, but all with the same focus of demographically altering Bharat's landscape and working towards a pan-Islamist agenda. ED raids Shehzad Sheikh's home in Mumbai. Shehzad Sheikh is linked to Changur. Shehzad Sheikh is being raided in Mumbai's Mahim and Bandra East, and according to sources in the Enforcement Directorate, accused Naveed had transferred 2 crore in the account of Shehzad Sheikh. The raids are being conducted in both the homes of Shehzad Sheikh. Shehzad is also being questioned further for his connections and this entire money trail. The crackdown on Changur establishments are also on. Raids are on at Changur's native village. Raids are in Utraola, Balrampur. 15 teams of the Enforcement Directorate are conducting raids. Search is on at about 14 places. 12 locations in Uttar Pradesh and Mumbai have been raided. UP ATS team, meanwhile, is also conducting raids in Pune and Nagpur. Eidul Islam of Nagpur has been named as one of the accused. He was questioned in a land deal case related to Changur syndicate in Pune. Now, Changur, who runs a religious conversion factory in Balrampur or headquartered in Balrampur, Uttar Pradesh, has also been connected to Moradabad. In 2020, YouTuber Danveer Singh, a resident of Bilari Tehsil in Moradabad, had complained to a district administration about illegal occupation of 28 shops out of 35 shops allotted by the Social Welfare Department by influential people from the Muslim community. Danveer has now alleged that during this period, he was constantly threatened not to complain. And after this, he was also called in the name of Changur and threatened not to complain against the shopkeepers from the Muslim community, or else he would face dire consequences. So there was this entire gang was being seeded, funded, and there was extortion. And of course, there was a huge use of muscle power, threats and intimidation to either force people into silence or force people into converting. Now, on receiving continuous threats, Danveer gave a complaint application to the Social Welfare Department Minister Asim Arun, who had come to attend a program organized in Moradabad in October 2024. Now, in which he clearly wrote the name and address of Changur and accused him of threatening. Danveer says that a letter from the minister's office also reached the officer of Social Welfare Department, but no action was taken by the Social Welfare Department officer against Changur, who had occupied the land and threatened him. Okay, Shahid Ali and Charu Pragya are with us at this point. Charu Pragya, what is this going on? Right under the very nose of the BJP-led administration in Uttar Pradesh, for more than a decade, this guy has prospered. He has political patronage, he had administrative patronage, he had bought over people, and he was also campaigning for leaders like Atiq Ahmed. So we'll come to that in a bit. Yes, Charu Pragya.
This has finally come to a stop, Anand, and I'm glad this has been exposed. But you know, I just was drawing this one connection. When movies like Kerala Files are released, everybody says these stories need not be told. It's fiction. Or why are you trying to create disharmony in society? This is exactly why certain stories need to be told and need to be told again and again in every form and every format. This is why. Because women had been suffering. Nobody realized what was happening for the longest time right under their noses. But when action has been taken, I can only say that I'm glad it has finally happened. There was foreign money being poured in. These people were threatening women. There was, I don't know what all was going on behind closed doors. And it's horrific to even imagine what women in our country sometimes must endure.
Shahid Ali, namaste. Good evening. Yes, please.
Namaste, sir. Sir, what can I say excepting this, that in India we have been seeing for last so many years that overnight Ravans are created from being hero. Because until today, as you also said in your opening words, that he has been prospering under the nose of political government. And whose government is there in the state of Uttar Pradesh? Everybody knows. So, on one fine night or one fine day, all of a sudden he becomes Ravan. So, this really is surprising. So, my only submission is that if somebody has done something which is against the nation, which violates the law, he should be punished as per law. But this media trial, brandishing him as Ravan, brandishing him as the main culprit, and as everything is being done in India on account of him only. So this, I always surprises.
No,
and as in when he is this acquitted from the court, no one this publishes that news today in Delhi. Tablighi Jamaat people have been acquitted by Honorable High Court, but there is no such news. At the time, you must be remembering Corona. What has happened? That the Tablighi Jamaat people have spread Corona and all, and they were the main villain. So villain were created overnight. So I believe, though the investigations will be conducted, truth will come out definitely. But we have been saying all these things, that if a person is a Muslim per se, then no other evidence is required. If he is Muslim, then that is enough. So this, I believe, is unethical.
It's the opposite.
Against the Constitution
it's
of
the
India.
opposite. If you are Muslim, you are innocent.
Maybe as
the
well.
The world can try and give enough proof to prove that you are guilty.
You may.
No.
Charu, you may also be right.
1 minute.
And you people have said so.
There is a political class which completely believes and turns a blind eye to every crime that is committed. You don't think love jihad even exists. You are the one who will allow any kind of activity to go on just because you need to protect minorities because of your politics, your appeasement politics. There have been bomb-making workshops found functioning inside madrasa, sir. Did I hear a peep out of you or anybody else who comes from your political dispensation? No. You pretend none of this exists. That's why I use the example of Kerala files. It's pertinent to note that because you give them political patronage. You shield them, you hide them, and then you point fingers at Bharatiya Janata Party and call us all kinds of names because we treat crime like a crime. We do not think that one community needs to be placed above another community if this nation has to progress. But you, because you need your vote bank, because you practice appeasement politics, you will pretend everything is perfect in paradise because they could be your voters. Isn't that the truth of it? The honest truth of it?
Okay.
Let the world suffer as long as you get a few votes.
This is an open fact.
Before we, just a short pause, sir, there's more.
This is an open fact, and what we have been saying, everybody...
There is more, sir, there is more. Have a look at this. Sorab, nephew of Changur, detained by STF in Azamgarh for alleged role in religious conversion racket. In a major late-night operation on Wednesday, the Special Task Force STF detained Changur's nephew Sorab in Utraula, Balrampur district. UP ATS claims that Sorab is accused of orchestrating organized religious conversions in Azamgarh, a charge considered serious under existing laws. STF officials are now questioning him regarding the network's operations, funding sources and his direct involvement. There is more. This is what Dr. Imam Umair Ahmad Ilyasi, Chief Imam of the All India Imam Organization, had to say. He says there are only a few people who spoil the atmosphere. Do not blame the entire community. If Changur is found guilty, he should be hanged. No principle of forced conversion in Islam. Conversions are forbidden in Islam.
मैं कह रहा हूं कि शांगुर बाबा हो, इनको तो सजाए मौत होनी चाहिए। उनके साथ जो लोग इस तरह का जो शामिल हैं, इस तरह के जो गिरोह हैं, ये कारोबारी लोग हैं, ये इस्लाम और धर्म के लोग नहीं हैं, ये आस्थाओं से जुड़े हुए नहीं, ये कारोबार के लोग हैं। पता नहीं कहाँ से कनेक्शन है, क्या क्या कर रहे हैं, पता नहीं। हो सकता है कि हमारे देश के अंदर जो हमारे देश के खिलाफ जो बहुत सारे ऐसे देश हैं जो माहौल को ख़राब करना चाहते हैं, जो वो ताकतें, वो विरोधी ताकतें जो नुकसान पहुँचाना, हो सकता है उनके साथ मिले हों, ये साजिश रचे हो, क्योंकि इस्लाम का हिस्सा है ही नहीं। इस्लाम में कहीं पर भी कन्वर्जन का कहीं कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है।
Another key accused, Another key accused in the conversion case is in Balrampur is Badr Ali Siddiqui. Now, this Badr Ali's name was taken by one of the victims when she spoke with News 18. His neighbor and friend have also made a shocking revelation. The neighbor Fahim says that this guy Badr lured dozens of girls in this way, taking them to the madrasa. A resident of Meerut's Sarurpur police station area went to Gaur city in Noida and was studying there to be an air hostess. There she joined a gym and the gym trainer was Badr Ali, who brainwashed the victim to such an extent that she forgot her family. On 29 June 2019, the victim's parents reached Gaur city to meet their daughter, and when they went there, they found that their daughter was not in the flat. The information they got from around the flat was very shocking. After a lot of searching, the victim was found in a drunken state at the Kashmiri Gate bus stand. After this, the victim's family came back to their village in Meerut with the victim, but Badr Ali Siddiqui was constantly talking to the victim, and on 2nd July 2019, he kidnapped the victim from her house in broad daylight. The case was registered in Sarurpur police station on 4th July 2019. But look, it's been 6 years and the local police have not made any efforts to recover the girl, and such incidents are still going on.
आउटसाइडर फ्रेंड्स वगैरह बने उसके, माहौल थोड़ा अलग टाइप का था उनका। अब वो क्या सोच मतलब खुल के बनेगा, किस तरह माहौल मानना है? बस यह है कि सर लड़की बाजी का थोड़ा केस समझ लीजिए, अब इस तरीके का माहौल इस टाइप का था। पता नहीं किस तरीके के लोग थे, किस तरह के नहीं, ये तो कंफर्म नहीं कर सकता मैं आपसे, लेकिन हाँ ये है कि बट ठीक सोसाइटी के नहीं थे, रंगीन मिजाज था। हाँ, इस टाइप के लोग थे, वो उसी के माहौल में आकर वो इस तरह का हो गया।
So he got into the mix, and then this is how he was nicknamed Chocolatey Boy there. And there are at least 20 to 25 girls that he was constantly in touch with, and quite a few of them he had also moved them, influenced them towards conversion. In the past, we have also highlighted that they had a rate card. Upper caste Hindu girls fetched about 15 to 16 lakh rupees. Lower caste Hindu girls would get about 12 to 13 lakh rupees. And a lot of Dalit girls have been also ensnared and trapped. The operations runs across 579 districts. More than 3,000 boys were operating under this network Pan Bharat. Now, how could this racket spread so much and none was the wiser? What kind of intelligence is doing the ground, is working on the grounds, Charu Pragyaji? It's a fair question to ask. One of the victims had to actually meet Yogi Adityanath in person at his darbar in Gorakhpur to narrate her plight and show her the stab wounds and the hits that she had suffered before Yogi ji got into action. All these cases are from 2018, 2019. अभी तो 6-7 साल हो रहे हैं that this has been going on.
6-7 साल हो रहे हैं, लेकिन yes, but Anand, you know, this time coincides with the time when the love jihad law was made. The law which was opposed by the opposition in such a strong way, and this is exactly why I'm assuming action has been taken in the way it has been taken. It all had to add up to a point where something stricter had to be done to deal with a situation like this. I was also reading about an instance where certain officers in our bureaucracy from the minority community were a part of this grooming gang. They were a part of this, and the way the women were threatened, they were told to keep quiet, all of that kept behind closed doors. All of that is horrifying, and now I am only praying that law takes its own course in such a strong way, and such an example gets made now that no one else dares to do this. See, at the end of the day, there has been a whole system, and I'm going to repeat this, of political patronage to the minority community only because they became a vote bank, and only a vote bank, nothing else, to some political parties. And it's not like welfare happened in the guise of that being a vote bank, right? So they need to take responsibility and take onus, because I'm very confidently telling you, Yogi Sarkar is not going to let this go.
See, patronage, backing, Shahid Ali, all of that is one side. It's all politics, real politics, and it is required. But within the Muslim community itself, such elements need to be singled out. See, because otherwise broad brushing will happen, which is unfortunate. It should not happen. Not every Muslim is like that. We heard the Chief Imam, we heard Umair Ilyasi Sahab. So, yes. But unless the community also calls out such rogues, there is going to be a problem. Okay, playing the victim card always cannot work.
If I am permitted.
Ji.
Yes, yes. If I am permitted to answer
जी
in the manner I wanted to. As far as the Umair Ilyasi's statement is concerned, that is absolutely in consonance with Quran, right? Forced conversion or conversion by this offering something is prohibited in Islam.
right
So as far as if someone is doing such kind of thing, that is not part and parcel of Islam, and Islam cannot forgive them.
right
So whosoever is acting contrary to Quran or dictum of Quran, then he is not following the Islam.
Right.
That is the one thing.
right
Now the other thing is concerned, as the patronage is concerned. So this Charu, I think, is leveling allegations against Mr. Yogi Adityanath, because the government of Uttar Pradesh is Mr. Yogi Adityanath.
No,
As well as in India, the government is of Bharatiya Janata Party
No,
of
I have
Mr.
to-
Modi.
I have- who's
So
giving-
her allegations.
I have
Please
to
let
one-
me come.
Sir,
Let
sir,
me come.
I've
One
run
more
out of
thing. Let
time.
me come.
I have
One
run
more
out of
thing. Let me
time.
complete one
We will take this forward. I've run out of time. Thank you, viewers, for watching.
Co-presented by. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Aviation sources have revealed to CNN News 18 that all mechanical and technical aspects are being investigated. The fuel switch cannot move without human intervention, but it is being probed if the fuel valve malfunctioned due to some technical or mechanical reasons. Let's go back to our colleague Arunima to understand more. Arunima, over to you.
So I tried to explain to you why fuel valve is suddenly in focus, because there is consensus that the fuel control switch cannot move without human intervention. Yet it seems that the AIB has concluded that the reason the Ahmedabad crash happened is because of engine losing thrust, and the engine lost thrust because fuel was not available. Why was fuel not available? If you see the pictures that have been posted in the AIB report, it's very clearly showing that the switch was in the run position. So the SOP was followed by the pilots. The SOP is, if your engine is losing power, you move the fuel control switch from cutoff to run, and try and cut off and then relight, and that is what has been done in this case as well. So SOP has been followed. The question is, why was fuel not available to the engine? If the fuel switch had not been moved manually, what else could have possibly happened? And that is why the focus is now moving to the fuel valve. The word transition, some of the pilots who have been with us on our shows have also said that the word transition is more apt for the fuel valve rather than the fuel switch, because the switch just moves from on to off. It has to move from run to cut off. There's no transition. The word for the switch is move. If AIB has used the word transition, could it be an indication of the fuel valve? And the reason is because of that malfunction that we just spoke about. The pilot report gave that error message, stab POS XDCR. It does not impact your fuel switch directly. But the question is, did it impact the overall sensors of the aircraft in any way? If it impacted the overall sensor and it went unnoticed, did it in any way impact the softwares that are meant to be running this fully automated aircraft? The two technical terms that I have been given, the thrust control malfunction accommodation, TCMA, and the full authority digital intent control, FADEC. Together, I'm told they can even function without taking the command of the pilot. That's the key area where the focus seems to be right now.
Okay, Arunima, we did explain this to our audience earlier, but I almost want you to break it down for us in layman terms. What is a fuel valve, and how is understanding what a fuel valve is and how it correlates to this different from what the switch's purpose was?
So just think of your vehicle in layman's term, because we're all car drivers. Let me try and explain it to you in terms of how a car moves. When we are talking about a fuel switch, we move it from run to cut off. Exactly what happens is that there is a fuel tank, there's a fuselage, and there's a valve there which is operated. When you're moving the switch to run, the valve is operational. When you're moving it to cut off, it means the valve shuts down and the engine does not get any fuel. That's what it means. That's what the action of the fuel switch is. What if the fuel valve starts acting independent of the fuel switch? What if there is a software malfunction which completely disassociates the switch from the valve? Pilots I spoke to said that this is very rare, but it is not an impossible situation. It is not a possibility that can be completely denied. And the reason they are saying it is exactly the two terms that I told you about, FADEC and the thrust control mechanism, completely software driven, automated, not in the hands of the pilot. Was there some problem there? Did some sensor malfunction affecting the overall electricals, overall software, leading to an issue with the valve? We don't know. A lot of speculation. We want AAIB to give us the final details. But I can tell you after speaking to sources and aviation experts that this is also a focus area.
Okay, Arunima, we are going to come back to you in a second. Stay with us, please. We have more breaking news coming in this same story. We're learning that the Federation of Indian Pilots has now expressed concern regarding the preliminary findings and the public discourse that has surrounded the findings. They've said that assigning blame before a thorough, transparent and data-driven investigation is premature and irresponsible. Let's just go over to our colleague Arunima to understand more. Arunima, similar to other pilot bodies and what they've come to our show and said in the last few days, can you bring us more context?
If you can repeat that, Joy, there was a problem with my...
Yes, we were just sharing with our audience what it is that the Federation of Indian Pilots has had to say. We were just sharing it as breaking news, that they've essentially said that...
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. It's going to be a week in a couple of days since the release of the preliminary report on the crash of Air India Flight 171